Good evening. Full time down in Southampton. It's Southampton 0, Arsenal 2. What a very good result that is. I didn't necessarily see that coming, particularly in the first 20 minutes of the game when Southampton probably started the brighter. That's a good result for any team, let alone one with our problems. And actually, it means that we've got putting together a pretty decent run of form. Obviously, the Spurs game was a disappointing performance and result, but other than that, since switching to the back three, it has been a good sequence. And I guess, it wasn't a great game to watch. I sort of had Atletico Real on kind of in the background, and I kept casting envious glances at that game. But we are doing enough, and this is a bit reminiscent of a few years ago, when we were in the race for the top four, and we had to go back to basics, really. Back then we were using kind of two banks of four, essentially. Now it's a bank of five, really, at the back at times. But those three centre-backs really have brought stability to our game. And we haven't played good enough attacking football to go and blow teams away. So this is the approach we have to adopt. And I thought tonight it was effective. The game really decided by one moment of brilliance from Alexis Sanchez. A nice first-time pass into him from Mesut Ozil, and then Alexis had Danny Welbeck outside him, didn't use him. Lovely bit of skill to evade a couple of defenders and drilled it in for his 20th league goal of the season. He'd been driving me mad up to that point. I don't know about you, conceding possession time and after time. I even spoke about it on Twitter. Seconds later, he scored the goal. Look, that's what he does. I think there's a discussion to be had about if he's being used correctly in this shape, but he is so prolific and so productive and so important really to our chances. And that little bit of quality really is what decided the game. Olivier Giroud came on and added a second. He must almost think, I've done it again. Every time he comes off the bench and scores, he proves what a good and effective substitute he is, and it kind of builds the case to not start him. It was Danny Welbeck who started at centre forward today, and it was a thankless task for long periods. A couple of nice flicks from him, but it's odd. We've got a system. It's brought us, more defensive solidity, but we have not yet learned how to attack with it, really. If you think about it, we've generally been reliant on crosses from wing-backs, and that is not our game. Especially when you take Giroud out the team, as we have done, we're still just chucking in cross after cross. And it does seem odd that we've built a formation that allows you to put Alexis central and Ozil central, two such creative players, and yet we are so reliant on, longer passes from Xhaka, finding the wing-backs and then crossing into the box. We have not really developed an effective way to play with those guys, but we're doing enough. We are doing enough at the back, and I think a lot of credit's got to go to Petr Cech. Two big first half saves from him. His form has really improved recently, and I think Shkodran Mustafi, he came in for Laurent Koscielny tonight. Imagine if I told you that Arsenal would keep a clean sheet in an away game to a top 10 side without Laurent Koscielny in the side. A few weeks ago, that seemed impossible when we were shipping those goals at Crystal Palace. But we have settled somewhat, and I thought Mustafi looked as good as he has since Christmas, really. It suited his game, the back three, because he's a player who's aggressive, who likes to get in there early, like Koscielny, and he can do that, knowing that there are players in Monreal and Holding who'll sweep up behind him. I thought Granit Xhaka as well had a really good game tonight. I think he's probably our best player overall. He was upright in the challenge, not diving in. He made a lot of important defensive interceptions, and his passing was immaculate and penetrative at times. I guess the disappointment that he went off injured, as did Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. There were worries about Xhaka before the game. Don't know if it was a occurrence of the same issue. And Oxlade-Chamberlain, obviously, been one of our better players of late, so that would be a blow. But in his case, at least, you'd have to say Hector Bellerin, an absolutely tailor-made replacement in that right wing-back role. So, another 3 points. I'm not getting too excited about this whole fourth thing because I just feel like we should be setting our sights higher. But obviously, you want to finish above Manchester United, and it would be nice to finish above Liverpool, say. Is it on the cards? Maybe. A lot hinges on Saturday. If Arsenal go to Stoke and get a result, they will feel they can beat Sunderland and Everton in the last two games. But having played United, having played Southampton, with Stoke having had a rest this week, it's a big, big ask. We haven't won away there in years now, so in the league at least. So we shall see. But piece by piece, we are slowly putting together a decent run of results here. Consecutive clean sheets. I mean, absolutely delighted with that. Credit to the players for committing to the system. Credit to Arsene Wenger for finally adopting it. It has improved things. We don't really know what we're doing. There are times defensively when there are gaps, and going forward we haven't really developed an attacking plan, but we have a bit more security. We're able to bail ourselves out more often by having that extra man there. And in Alexis, we have someone with the quality to still make a telling contribution at the other end of the pitch. Right. Talk to you on Saturday.